I'm Abby.
And I'm Kate.
And we're your hosts for Beyond the Bookshelf.
Yay.
The most highly anticipated podcast episode.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my book out.
Woohoo!
Throne of Glass. Which
Throne of
you should have
Glass.
gotten your pretty book out. Looks prettier than
No.
mine.
Guys, I won a giveaway a few weeks ago, and this is my now pride and joy.
It's so pretty.
It's
So if you can't tell, we're talking about Throne of Glass.
woohoo!
The Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas.
I
One of the
finally
most
finished.
elite series ever.
I literally have been reading this series for an entire year, and finally finished, so we can finally record this podcast episode and just talk all about it.
Yeah. So did you actually start like last year at like this time? Like when did you
Yeah.
actually start?
So I read ACOTAR. I think I ended in February, and I went straight into Throne of Glass. So I think it was either like the very, very end of February or the beginning of March when I started it.
Yeah, here we are.
So
That's like such a natural pipeline. That's
I
how I
know.
started it too. I had read ACOTAR so fast and I was like, I need more.
yeah. Which honestly, I feel like most people would probably say that it took them about a year to read this series because it's huge, and most people don't read like us.
Right.
So it's probably normal that you read it in a year, but
I definitely did not. Actually,
no.
I feel like I read it really fast.
Yeah, how fast did you read it?
I don't know. I'm looking. I want to say I read it in like a month and a half. Which is
That's
kind
insane.
of insanity.
That is actually insane.
I know. That's why I'm like,
So,
Bruh.
like, how long did the tandem books take? Because,
it took me like 2.5 weeks to read those.
okay, I was about to say that has
Like
to
that's
be,
kind
like,
of
the bulk.
average.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I
Okay,
read
wait.
Kingdom of Ash in, like, 3 days.
Yeah. Okay, so I started Throne of Glass January 10th, 2024. And I finished, actually, 1 month.
That's crazy,
I
Kate.
finished it on February 9th.
That's like me with
Shatter Me.
ACOTAR. Oh, Shatter Me, too, yeah. Shatter Me, I read it
what
in a
did you
week.
say?
ACOTAR.
Oh, yeah.
I think I read ACOTAR in a
That was
month.
fast. I thought it was like a month and a half or 2.
Yeah. No, I think it was in a month.
Well, just shows you that it doesn't matter how long it takes you to read. You can still
Mhm.
finish it.
Yeah, and you'll still love it no matter what, which is great. I was a
Exactly.
little afraid that I was going to be like,
I've actually reread 70% of the series since then,
yeah,
but
good.
will not be reading
no.
the last 3
no,
books.
No. There's no point. Just so everybody is aware, before we start, we've decided that we're going to do a completely not spoiler-free episode because we read all the books and we don't really care to be spoiler-free anymore. So we're just going to...
Sounds so mean. We read all the books,
What I
so
mean
yeah, we
to
don't care.
say is we just want to talk about every single detail and unpack everything that we were feeling. So we've decided to not do a spoiler-free. So listen
Yeah.
at...
Listen
Wait,
at your own
what-
risk.
There it is. Listen at your own risk. I was like, what did you say earlier?
Listen at your own risk. No, also because we have not really talked about the books together. Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
I feel like I'm having deja vu right now. Guys, we just recorded this whole segment and then I realized that my mic wasn't recording. So, another blonde moment for you after I just forgot my AirPods. But let's jump
one after the other.
I know. Let's jump right into what we had talked about a second ago. And that was the order in which we read the books. So, Assassin's Blade. When did you read Assassin's Blade? Yeah, give us your order.
I'm just laughing because I honestly should just insert my clip into here.
No, I honestly, I want to hear it again.
Like into it.
Give it
Okay,
to me
so
again.
anyways, here I'll give it to Abby again.
I'll erase
the
my
listeners.
brain like I never heard it.
The listeners get to hear this for the first time. So I read the series in the correct order, which is as follows: Throne of Glass.
Correct order.
Yes, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire, and then Assassin's Blade. And here is why. Not that you asked, but you did ask earlier.
I did ask.
Here's why. She asked when no one else heard. Okay, so here is some context for you. I feel like my grandpa preaching, bro. Like, let me give you the context.
Let me give you the context.
So here's the context. Okay, Aelin has been with Rowan, and she's finally figured out what she needs to do with the word keys and destroying the gate and destroying the king because the king's evil, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we know this, and we know that Erebin has the first word key because the word key was in the Eye of Elena, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
and he stole that from her. So at the end of Heir Fire, they're going to find Erebin to get the word key. Okay, so you're left on that cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
Then you read Assassin's Blade, which is all the backstory about Celaena and Sam, which is big sad. So then you love Sam, and then come to find out he dies. At the end, spoiler. Sorry. But anyway, so you find out all about Sam and Celaena, and at the end of the 5th book, the little book in that book, Sam dies. He gets killed, but we don't know who kills him. Okay.
Right.
So Celaena is like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to figure out who killed Sam.
Right.
And so she does that. But you, as the reader, know, maybe you don't know. I don't know. I feel like I knew that Erebin killed Sam.
Yeah.
So you're coming off Heir of Fire, knowing that Aelin's going to Erebin, and then you read this, and you're like, oh, wait.
And you're
killed Sam,
pissed.
and you're so mad
like,
at him.
what the heck?
And then you go into Queen of Shadows and write to Erebin. So you're literally just like on fire to like kill this man.
Yeah.
And so that's why.
That's good.
The emotional damage, the emotional damage and effect that order has, I feel like just kind of transcends all the others.
Is that how you read it? Is that how you read it the first time?
Yes, and I would not read it a different way ever.
Ooh, okay, I love that. I had said the only reason that I read Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, then Assassin's Blade before Heir of Fire was just because, spoiler, Celaena switches her name to Aelin.
Spoiler.
So, therefore, I think in Heir of Fire is when we start calling her Aelin. So, going back to Assassin's Blade after Crown of Midnight, you get like that last book with Celaena, and then you enter Heir of Fire with Aelin, which like I feel like that order makes sense as well. But I think I like your order better just because I feel like it's like more of an impact, like it'll hit you more.
Yeah, and
with
like
that order.
the way you read it, I feel like that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't not make sense to do it that way. I just feel like I remember being so angry. And like literally like I've never been before at a book except maybe Magnolia Parks, but I was so angry, and I was like oh my goodness, I can't believe that she's about to go find Erebin and she doesn't know that he killed Sam.
Yeah.
I was like shook.
Yeah.
So anyways,
whenever I do my reread, I will do that.
It's just so good.
Yeah, I really like that order a lot.
But yeah, I don't love the idea of reading Assassin's Blade first, which I know doesn't really make sense.
No, yeah,
but I don't know.
I personally feel like you are just missing out on so much information if you read it first, because you have to. Okay, this is my friend and I were talking about this the other day. It's similar to The Hunger Games and Songbirds and Snakes. If you read Songbirds and Snakes first, half of that book would not hit the same if you had not read The Hunger Games. So it's like in the same way, if you didn't read those first 2-3 books, like you wouldn't know anything about Celaena. You wouldn't know her personality or like why she is the way she is, and it would not have affected you. It wouldn't make you cry as much as knowing her personality then makes you cry
Right.
when you read the Assassin's Blade.
Yeah, exactly. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That is so fair. Yeah, same with Haymitch's book,
Yeah.
I feel like.
So as
Yeah.
far as like spice goes in this book, because ACOTAR is decently spicy, I would say. I know like she wrote those first 2 books like when she was younger, and then I feel like there's definitely a jump from the first 2 books to Air of Fire to where we're like, okay,
Yes.
like the flow was really good, I think, but it did feel more like the ACOTAR books. Like it felt like, okay,
It felt
this is
elevated.
an SJM. Yeah, we're in the SJM like adult realm now.
Yeah. I feel like Air Fire, well, there's no spice
Mm-mm.
until really Queen of Shadows, like maybe a little.
Yeah.
But I don't even think there were any scenes in that book. There's like 2 in Tower of Dawn, maybe 1 in Empire of Storms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, I wouldn't say it's spicy.
No. Oh yeah, no. For sure.
So,
I think just like it's like such an elevated, like maybe it's because you're now seeing Aelin like on her first like real adventure in Air of Fire, to where it just
Right.
feels like we're just like starting this whole new like section of the series. And probably
Mhm.
just because like she's now out of the castle too, which that's where she
Right.
was like the first 2 books. So
don't you feel like the difference from like book 1 to Kingdom of Ash is just like
crazy.
wildly different?
Crazy. And I read like I'd say like a fourth, not even a fourth, like a little less than a fourth of Crown of Midnight yesterday because my friend was finishing it. So I was like reading along with her, which was good for the prep for this episode. But
Exactly.
reading that, I was like noticing things in it that I was just like, holy crap, I feel like I need to reread the first 2 books, because knowing what you know at the end of Kingdom of Ash and then going back and reading Crown of Midnight, it's just like, it's kind of like a high. Like it's just so fun, and
Yeah.
like the character development is just so good. And I think Celaena's character in Crown of Midnight is just like, it's like she's gone through the trenches, but like she's nowhere near knowing like how far the trenches can go type of like feeling. I don't know if that even makes sense, but
Yeah.
but yeah, Crown of Midnight was a 5-star for me. I think when we find out, you find out some big things in that book. I had completely forgotten about Nehemia.
No, that she gets so forgotten, I feel like.
I totally forgot about her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like Crown of Midnight just sets up the next book so well.
it really does. It really does.
I'm like looking at all my tabs from it. Which also, like, going back and reading it again, I was like, how did I not realize that Celaena was Aelin? Because literally on page 393, it says my great grandmother was Fae.
Yeah, no, literally.
Oh, okay. I just didn't pick up on that at all.
And there's parts of it too, like towards the end where Chaol starts saying, you know, oh, she used to say like that she had like a family like her family heritage was Fae, or like her family heritage was like you know, royalty or whatever. I'm like, how did we not pick up on this? Also, I don't think I ever realized this until I reread some of it yesterday, but Celaena knew that she was Aelin the entirety of her life.
Yeah.
I don't think I fully realized that.
She just was like hiding it.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
thought
pushing
she
it
was
down.
reading those books in Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight and finding out for herself that she was Aelin.
No, Bestie knew she was Aelin the whole time.
I did not.
She was playing us so hard.
I probably did know that, but it's just been so long since I've read the books. I felt like I was like rediscovering things, but yeah,
no, I feel like I thought that too.
Mhm.
Though.
The moment when her ears go pointy. I remember screaming when that happened. That was such a cool moment. And because I had read ACOTAR first, I feel like that moment is where you're like, oh my gosh, we're in a SJM book. Like we're finally getting this, like, okay, they're connected in some way, shape, or form, kind of.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which is why you need to read Crescent City.
Yes, I can't wait. I have the first book.
Oh my goodness. In Kingdom of Ash, when she falls through the portals.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And she sees Feyre and Rhys.
Wait, was that in Kingdom of Ash?
Yeah.
But I guess they didn't say it was Feyre and Rhys.
No, they didn't say it was.
Wait, what? Was it at the end of the book?
I feel like it's near the end. When she's like falling through all the worlds.
Right.
Do you remember that?
What?
Because she sees... You've read all... Have you read Silver Flames?
Yeah.
Okay, so she falls through and sees pregnant Feyre. And Rhys.
What? Hold on. I'm going to have to go back and, like, look at this now. What?
Yeah, because it doesn't... I think it says, like... I don't know what it says. I don't have my Kingdom of Ash. It says something about probably, like, a dark-haired fae male and then a pregnant fae woman. And you just know it's Rhys and Feyre.
Is this, like, in the same scene where her and Dorian, like, went in together?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And where they saw, like, Dorian's father?
Yes. Also, so you know all the, like, lore with his father, and then, like, the nameless is my price stuff? Mm-hmm. Okay, literally it says that in Crown of Midnight. On page 307.
Oh, my gosh.
Because, do you know when she goes to see Baba Yellowlegs?
Uh-huh.
And Celaena is, like, asking her for information. She's like, name your price. And then Yellowlegs says, nameless is my price.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. I love that she just ties everything back together.
No,
8
she
books.
really does.
And she ties it so well.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So this is like skipping ahead a lot, but one of my favorite Dorian moments ever, I guess we can kind of talk about each of the characters, but one of my favorite Dorian moments is in Kingdom of Ash when he, like, tricks Maeve into thinking that he's on her side. And she completely falls for it.
Bro, Maeve is actually so dumb.
It kind of makes me think of Maeve to be, like, less powerful and less cunning than I thought she was. Mm-hmm. Because the fact that Dorian was able to fool her so easily, I'm like, I don't know if this just, proves that Dorian is a king. Like, he's fantastic and, like, he's the best. Or if it's just, like, Maeve is actually not as good as we thought she was, because she was completely fooled there. But that whole chapter, I was screaming. I was like, this is so good. Like, this is why I read this series. It's so good.
I love Dorian. Wait, who's your favorite character, do you think?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna play a game at the end and see if that's actually true. But
do you want to save this for that then?
Yeah, we can do that. We can say what we think, I guess. I have, like, too many. This is why I wanted to play this game. We're basically going to do the game, you've probably seen it on TikTok, where you have, like, 2 people above your head and you like, pick which one you like better until you end up with one person. And we're going to do that with the ACOTAR and Throne of Glass characters. But I think if we're just thinking Throne of Glass, I am obsessed with Rowan. Like, I don't think anybody can be above him for me. But I also love Dorian, and I love Aelin as well. So, like, the top 3.
So the top 3. I love Dorian. I think he's my favorite. Oh, I lost you. Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I lost you for a second.
No, that's okay. I said I love Dorian. I think he's my number 1. Mm-hmm. So good.
I also just
can't go wrong.
what I love about this series too is there is not one character. Like reading through Kingdom of Ash, there's not one character that I dislike. Like I love all of them.
Not even Aedion?
Oh, I love Aedion. I love him.
I feel like I was like
Do you not
hit or
like
miss
him?
with him sometimes.
Really?
It just depends on the situation.
Yeah, I think all of them have like just have such good like I don't know, their personalities
They're also
are just so different. They're so different. And I think
yeah,
Aedion
I feel like there's
too,
a character for everyone.
yeah, with Aedion, I do think he's always been like striving for that recognition and like he's like striving for somebody to love him. Like he's just like, please, somebody care for me, somebody love me the way that I care about them. And I think that's why maybe he's like more of like a character, like a nobody really thinks about him as much, because I think because of that personality trait that he has, a lot of his actions sometimes come across as like annoying or like bratty. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I feel like that's fair. I don't not like him. I think that just in some instances I was just like, bruh, no one cares about you.
Yeah. Which is why I do feel like all of these characters were just so well written, because they all have completely different personalities, to where like you can be like, oh, I know a person like Aedion in my life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, for sure.
like every single character has their own personality. And that's why I love Rowan so much, just because maybe he just reminds me of my husband, but I'm just like, he's literally everything you would want in a husband, and I just love him. I think that's why.
I do love Rowan.
Yeah, I think that's why I like him so much. And I was also telling my friend yesterday, I feel like in like the humblest way possible, I feel like a lot of similarities between me and Aelin. And I am nowhere near like athletic or able to like kill somebody with like I can't do any of what she does, but I think her like fire and her like she's just like such a like says what she thinks kind of character. Yeah, like she has a lot of fire, and I often feel that way too. Like sometimes I catch myself saying things too quickly before thinking about them, and like I'm always like wanting to protect my friends, even if that means like hurting somebody else sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I totally get it.
So because of that, I feel a lot like her, and I think Rowan is like the calm to her storm, and sometimes I feel that way about me and my husband, just like he's so patient with me, and I'm just like I'm like fire and he's ice. Like that's what I always feel like.
So cute.
And so yeah, I know, I think that's why maybe I love them so much, because I feel like that's us.
You're like, Connor, you need to read these books.
It's like, I know, it's like I say something that I probably shouldn't say, and then he like fixes it and makes it all better. Like that's what I feel like Aelin and Rowan are.
Stop it, that's so cute.
So little segment
stop the podcast right there. That was so cutie.
Little segment there.
Oh my goodness.
okay,
That's like what you need though. That's why you can't have two hot-headed people together.
I know. No, you cannot. Oh, yeah.
Can you even imagine?
That would be a failed marriage right there.
Instant fail.
Yeah. So as far as like Manon and Dorian goes, I feel like I was expecting more. I wanted more from them.
We can't have more. Then it would be spicy.
Then it would be what?
Spicy.
Oh, true. I just like...
No, I feel like we didn't get a lot from them because they're not the main people, though.
I just like... I wanted some
Give us
more...
a novella.
I know. I wanted more of their romance and just like getting to know them as a couple. Like we got to know them individually, but as far as their when they were together, I feel like we didn't get much, and I was thinking that we were going to get more than we got, and I was a little like
yeah. Well, because don't they, I feel like they don't even end up together.
No, in the end they like go their separate ways. I was like, excuse me?
Like,
excuse
all that for
me?
nothing? They went their separate ways to become Pei and Kai.
No, literally.
They give me Pei and Kai vibes.
I agree. Yeah, Dorian
I do
really
love
feels like
Manon.
Kai.
Yeah.
He really is Kai coded. Wow. Or maybe Kai is Dorian coded.
Dude, I love Dorian so much. Literally, my friend Julia's sister goes, I would kiss him on the mouth.
Accurate.
I'm like, that's funny.
Wow.
What's their second's name? Dorian. Not Dorian.
Asterin?
Asterin. I really love Asterin.
Yeah, I liked her too.
Her whole thing about miscarrying and then getting branded was actually awful.
I don't think I respected these characters enough in Airfire when I first was introduced to them.
Oh, me neither. I hated them.
Oh my gosh,
hated
I
every single
know.
chapter.
Every single time her name popped up, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! You've
No,
got to be kidding
but
me!"
like that's kind of so fair because my mom said the same thing too when she was reading them. She's like, if I had to read another Manon chapter, I literally
I'm
don't
like,
wanna
I'm
read it.
so bored. Yeah.
I was bored
agree.
rereading it too, though, Loki. So
Oh yeah, no. Well, and then like once you get to Kingdom of Ash, like I love every minute of her. Like I absolutely loved her
I know.
character.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
hate her character either in Airfire. It just seems so out of place because you haven't been following
you
her.
don't know anything
But
about her. Mm-hmm.
That's dumb anyway because you literally find out in Crown of Midnight that they're going to the Farian Gap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you find that out in Crown of Midnight too. So
Right. Yeah, that's kind of insane.
should have
Yeah,
expected
and they talked
it, but we're
about
just dumb.
they talked about wyverns in Crown of Midnight too. I caught that yesterday, and
Mhm.
I did not catch that the first time I read it. 'Cause I
You're
was like,
like-
"What the heck is that?" Yeah, I was like, "What?"
Okay.
Also-
Wyvern, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Wyvern.
Wyvern.
I think some other characters that I didn't despise them, but like I did not like them in the tandem read was Elide and Lorcan.
Yeah, you did not. You texted me about that. And I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, I feel like she's gonna like them in
I
Kingdom
could
of Ash,
not
and then you did.
stand them. I could not stand them. And then Kingdom of Ash. Kingdom of Ash was for sure probably my favorite, mainly because you just see everything come together and all the characters, like you finally know pretty much everything about them by that point.
Mhm.
So I loved every single character in that book, and it was just a blast. Like every time we switched point of views, I was like, fine. I was like, cool.
Yeah. Well, and just the way I feel like we should talk about this, like the overarching theme of how Aylin's kindness
Mm-hmm.
in the prequels came back to save her in the end.
Yeah.
Because like literally anyone she ever did something kind to, like they came to her aid, and I think that's just so beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, and the fact that she had like it was like 15 main characters basically in that last book who were all fighting for her and like had good reasons to fight for her. Oh yeah, I love that. I think that's why she's such a strong female main character in a book. I think that's why she's probably my favorite ever that I've read. Just because she's just such a strong but like humble character.
Yeah, but she was not humble in the first.
Oh
three
no,
books.
but that also shows you how good the character development was.
Yeah, it just made it so much better.
Yeah.
We love you, Aylin.
We love you, Aylin.
My cousin's name is Aylin.
Oh,
not spelled like that though.
That's cute.
Her
I had
name's
never heard that
Aylin.
name before this book.
Yeah, her name's Aylin. Cute. But yeah.
Let's see. I don't like this section, so I'm just gonna keep.
Magic, Myth, and Mayhem. Is that the one you don't like?
What? I don't like any of that.
Thanks, chat.
Thanks, chat. ChatGPT always helps us with our layouts.
I know. Oh, did you cry when you read
I
it?
did. I'm trying to remember when I cried. Oh my gosh. I cried. I think I had the biggest cry. It was like one of those moments in Akamov. I think it was in Akamov when you're at the end of the book and they're like, oh, the whole situation with like Reese and Tamlin where like she's like, oh, Reese has been keeping me here against my will and like take me back, Tamlin. That scene, and like you like stop reading there, and there's like more to read. I feel like in Akawar too, like there was a section that was like crazy, and I like stopped reading when like everything would have been resolved if I just kept reading, but I like needed to sit in whatever was happening in that moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're like, I need to process this.
Yeah, I just needed to like talk that out. I had that type of moment in Kingdom of Ash when Aelin like goes to sacrifice herself with Dorian. I think it was a moment with it was her, Dorian, and Rowan like went to go basically something with a word mark. I can't remember like what exactly was going on, but she was basically trying to like I think it would kill all of the
Valg.
what's it called? Yeah, the Valg. And so they were basically trying to end the war with that like one with that one scene, I guess. And she went into the portal, and that moment when like Dorian comes out and he's like, she pushed me out or whatever, like she's gonna sacrifice herself. And that entire scene where Rowan's just like, again, their relationship is my favorite just because Rowan willingly allows her to do this, knowing that it's very possible that she's not going to come out of this alive, but he supports her and loves her so much that he just knows that this is something that she has to do for herself and for her people. That like killed me. Absolutely destroyed me. And so whenever Dorian came out and was like, Aelin's still in there, like she's going to sacrifice herself, and Rowan started bawling, I was like, no, like, I'm done.
You're like, no, I can't take it anymore.
I was crying so hard. Yeah, that one hurt me. And also, the other one that got me was Live, Manon, Live. That one got me.
Oh my goodness. No, literally, that's what I was going to say.
That one hurt.
Please. When the 13, oh, I just can't. I can't even think about that.
I feel like I didn't really like get to know the 13 as well as I would have hoped, probably because in those early chapters I was so done with Manon's point of view that I was just like, I don't even care, I'm not reading this fully.
About you. And then they sacrifice themselves and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, but those were the two moments I think that I cried. I don't think I cried anywhere else. I wasn't expecting it to be, I was thinking it was going to be more sad than it was.
Yeah. I'm surprised she killed as many people as she did. She doesn't like to kill people.
Right. But I was full on expecting Rowan or Aelin to die. I was like, there's no way they both make it out of this.
No, they did.
Yeah, no, they did. So I was honestly like completely fine with the ending. Because Rowan and Aelin got to live out their life together. I was like, oh, I thought we were going to have some tragedy. But
no, the only tragedy is the
side characters
13.
that I didn't care about as much.
Yeah, that you already didn't care about. So.
I'm like, it's the side characters died that I knew for like 2 books, so it didn't really hit as hard. But
I think it's interesting that she doesn't have more tragedy in her lives.
No, I agree. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, can they just die? Like, can we just like anytime somebody dies, she brings them back to life, which I'm thankful for that, but I'm like, sometimes they just need to die. And that will just that'll just make the impact even more impactful. There was another impactful. There was one other scene I was thinking of and I cannot remember. It was in Kingdom of Ash. It'll come to me. Oh, Elide and Lorcan, whenever Elide like hopped on the horse to go save Lorcan because he was still on the other side of the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I loved that moment.
Shout out to Elide.
Yeah, oh, my gosh. She is so cool. Also, another thing that I ended up loving. I love Irene.
Oh, really?
I loved her. Her and Chaol were so cutie. And I think, I mean, they're like the least powerful, you could say, of all of the couples in this world. And I just loved how SJM wrote their relationship and their character development, because I think you kind of start to see that they do have, you know, more strength than what you expected in the beginning, because they are like the weaker kind of characters.
Yeah,
I think
they have like no special abilities.
But I really
and the fact that Aelin provided for Irene to go.
Oh my gosh, that was crazy.
To the Healer Island.
That was such a. I did not see that one coming.
I know. I feel like literally any time something like that happened in these books, I was just like on the floor, like.
I know.
What?
And that reunion with Chaol and Aelin, and they show up with their husbands and their wives, their husband and wife, and then they're like, she's like, meet Rowan Whitethorn, like, this is my husband. I was like, oh, this is such a, like, we're it's just so like good. Circling back to like Crown of Midnight, and it just like warmed my heart. I was like, this is what I needed. Like, the book could end here and I would be completely fine.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Let's see. Do you have any other scenes that you wanted to point out that you loved throughout the whole series?
No, I don't think so. I think I've said all of them.
I feel like
you've also read this more recently than
yeah, I know. I have it fresh in my brain. I was just like taking over for you. But yeah, Kingdom of Ash, I feel like had the most in there that like I don't have one scene from the tandem read really that I was like, oh Real. Yeah, that's one.
Well, wait, no, actually, yes, there is one thing from the tandem read, which made me so mad because you didn't pick up on it.
Oh no.
Because do you remember when I was asking you about the spiders?
Oh,
and you were like, what?
I was like, what, Maeve?
No, because this had me so gagged when I read these books. I am reading along in my little Empire of Storms, and they're with Maeve, and you kind of don't really love Maeve, but like whatever, they're with Maeve. And then you hop on over to Tower of Dawn, and they just casually ask these spiders, and the spiders are like, oh, well, Maeve is Valg.
They're just like, oh yeah, she's dead.
And you're like, what?
That's crazy. I did not catch that.
No, I was so shook. I was like, oh my goodness, I need to tell Aelin, but I can't tell Aelin. She's literally in this freaking book. I can't speak to her.
Yeah, oh my gosh. The ending, I will say, the ending of Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms had me on the edge of my seat. Like, that whole situation was crazy. Yeah. And that was the best part of the books, was that like last 50 pages in both of them. Yeah. Wow, I can't believe I didn't catch that. I think it's just because sometimes her writing is like so like well thought out, and like
then you're like, what?
I'm like,
you're
yeah,
already
like
thinking
I completely
about too many other things.
I know, I completely bypassed it. I didn't even touch it.
It's okay. I will forgive you. I literally was like waiting for you to read it, and then you didn't catch
and
on
I
though,
didn't
and
even like say anything. You're like, hello, did you read it? Okay, do we want to play our game?
Yeah, let's play our game.
Yay. Okay, so I think what we can do is we can just like start with the top 2 characters and just keep going down until we end up with one. And we'll do one boy and one girl for each of the series. So we'll end up with 4 characters.
Okay.
And then we can we'll do those 4 characters and see who we end up with.
Okay. All right. Is this like, should we say like, this is out of these 2 characters, this is the one we would save from death?
Ooh, I like that. Oh, that makes it even better. Okay, yeah, I like that. Let's do that.
Okay. So first we have Erewhon. Is that how you say his name? I literally don't know. Erewhon and Fenris.
Well, obviously Fenris for me.
Yeah, obviously choosing Fenris. Who's choosing Erewhon?
Yeah, I know. Fenris or Fleetfoot? Fleetfoot was kind of irrelevant, I'm not gonna lie. Like, why was he in... He
But,
was
like, we're
in
saving
the
him from
entire
death.
Crown of Midnight book.
He's so cute. He's a dog.
Well, like, the thing is, though, dogs only live, like, 13 years.
I have to say Fleetfoot. Sorry, Fenris.
I'm gonna go Fenris.
Okay.
Okay, so for you,
Is this her
Fleetfoot.
cousin?
and I don't even know who that is. Galen?
Yeah, let's skip that one.
Okay, let's go to
Skip
Gabriel.
that one. I'm still choosing Fleetfoot.
I don't like Gabriel very much, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna go Fenris.
Okay. Okay, Abraxos?
Fenris.
Yeah, I'm still
Sorry,
Fleetfoot.
Abraxos.
Caltaine?
I barely remember Caltaine. I'm gonna go Fenris. How am I still with
Isn't
Fenris?
Caltaine the girl?
She was in the first 2 books.
Yeah,
like
so
the
why
first
is she in
second book.
the men section?
Oh, I didn't even realize. It's okay.
Okay, so to Lorcan.
She wasn't gonna be on our list anyways. Okay, Lorcan. No way you're picking
like
Fleetfoot. No way.
I don't really like Lorcan though.
I like Lorcan.
Like, nah, I'm gonna stick with Fleetfoot.
Wow.
I just don't love Lorcan. But what did Lorcan do? We'll never know.
Yeah. Sam.
I'll pick Sam.
Sam Cortland. Yeah, we gotta pick Sam.
Sam
we
or
gotta save
Lorcan,
him.
though.
We gotta save him.
Yeah, save Sam.
For a second, I guess, because I don't think we'll end up with Sam, but...
No.
Okay.
I feel like Sam is giving PETA energy.
Yes! He's very PETA. Mm-hmm.
PETA coded.
Yeah. Okay, Sartak. That's a guy, isn't
Sam.
it?
Yeah.
Sam. Definitely Sam.
Okay, Ren.
Sam.
Also Sam.
Kale.
Kale.
Oh.
I would pick Sam over Kale. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick Kale.
Okay.
I really like
You're so
Kale.
different. This is fun.
I know. It's so funny because I'll always see you post stuff about how, like, Kale's, like, the worst character. I don't know. Like, I'll see you, like, post things about that.
He's
and I'm
not
like,
the
I love
worst.
Kale.
I just, like,
Not worst,
don't
but
love him.
yeah, like, some of the reels you'll post, I'll be like, oh, wow, her opinion
I'm
of
a
Kale is
Kale
different
hater.
than mine.
Okay, Dorian.
Well, Dorian.
Yeah, sorry,
that my Kale lasted 2 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, Dorian or
Oh
Rowan.
my
I know
gosh,
you're gonna
this
pick Rowan.
one's so hard.
Oh, it's hard? I thought you would just automatically pick Rowan.
Oh no.
I'm picking Dorian. You gotta go with your gut instinct.
Okay, I'm gonna say Rowan.
Okay. And are you really gonna pick Aedion over Rowan?
No.
Yeah. So look, we just predicted this so well.
Wow.
Your favorite is Rowan and my favorite is
be.
Dorian.
Okay. Rowan and Dorian. All right, girls. Evangeline
Girls.
or Sorsha?
I gotta pick Evangeline. She's so cute.
I agree. I like Evangeline. She's precious.
Okay, Irene.
Ooh, Irene or Evangeline.
I feel like I'd pick Evangeline.
I'm going Irene. I
You're
really
so
liked Tower of Dawn.
I really hated Tower of
That
Dawn.
was like the most romance we had ever gotten in a Throne of Glass book, and I think that's why I kind of ate it up. Except for Nezrin's.
I know, and then I have to like remember that you are not a fantasy reader first.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to remember that.
Yeah. Okay, Nehemia.
She kind of was a backstabber, so
Yeah.
Evangeline.
I'm gonna stick with Irene.
Okay, Nezrin, absolutely not.
Ew,
Ugh.
I can't stand Nezrin.
She was the most irrelevant character. She was more irrelevant than Fleetfoot. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, she really was. Like, what? Her point of views were just, like, so boring. I would have liked Fleetfoot point of view more.
Bark, bark, bark.
For real. Okay, so I'm still with Irene. You still have Evangeline. That's crazy. Okay, Elide.
Well, I don't really like her.
I know. I'm sticking with Irene.
I'm sticking with Evangeline.
Which is crazy because when I first started reading Tower of Dawn, I could not figure out how to pronounce Irene. I was like, Urine. I had to look it up.
Okay,
okay.
Asterin. I would pick Asterin over Evangeline.
I would still pick Irene.
Solid.
Here
Okay,
we are.
Lysandra.
Oh.
Oh, I do love Lysandra.
Me too. I really liked Lysandra and Adian together.
The fact that you have Maeve in here is diabolical.
Like we were gonna pick her.
I think I'd choose Lysandra over
I think I'm gonna
Astrid.
go to
Plus,
Lysandra
Astrid
too.
dies. So
I feel like I liked Lysandra's
Um,
POVs more than Irene. Well, did I? I think I'm gonna stick with Irene actually on that one.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, let's
Maeve.
just skip
Let's
Maeve.
just skip her.
Bye. You can go die. Okay, Manon or
Manon.
Lysandra.
Okay, 'cause like if we're going off of POVs, like I still liked Irene's POV better than Manon's. But like character-wise,
I don't know who to pick. Loki, I'm feeling Manon over Lysandra.
yeah, I'll go Manon.
Okay. And then we all know that you're going to pick Aelin.
Yep.
I don't know if I like... Well, no. I do like Aelin more than Manon.
Mhm.
So I guess I'll pick her.
Yeah.
Is she the last one?
It's funny, like
I
we
can't
already know
say
what
Manon.
we're gonna pick at this point. Like,
At least we're the same on this.
yeah, that's good. Okay.
We did not differ.
So we have Rowan and Dorian, and then we have Aelin. Could have guessed that. Okay, ready?
Bro, we should just skip all these first dumb characters in ACOTAR.
know.
Like, who are we really
ACOTAR
going to pick?
characters. Okay, no Tamlin, no Tarquin, no Cyril.
Cyril, no. Bone Carver, no. Eris. Ugh.
Ew, Eris.
Wait. Oh, wait, Lucian. I do kind of like
Lucian's a
actually.
good start. Oh my gosh, you only have 4 characters now.
Yeah, so basically it's
Lucian
like, do
does
you
not
like Lucian more
compare.
than...
Lucian does not compare to Azrael.
Yeah, so, okay, we'll just say who's your favorite. Actually, no. Just rank the Bat Boys top 3 right now.
Okay, Cassian is 3rd place. I cannot stand him. Like, I actually don't like Cassian. I cannot stand him.
But, like, why? You explain why.
Many reasons, but he's kind of... he has some redeeming qualities, but I think...
I feel like it's just the opposite of what you would ever look for
Yes,
in a guy.
exactly.
Ever.
Like, he's so jockey and just, like, he's such a jock, and he's very, like... he kind of feels full of himself in some moments, but I know that, like, he obviously would lay down his life for Rhys or Feyre.
Right.
But yeah, I've talked about this before with friends, but the fact that he doesn't tell Nesta, I love you, like, really grinds my gears, like, really annoys me.
You're like...
I'm like, she literally, like, will, like, professed her love to him and was like, I love you, Cassian. And he, like, said nothing. I was like, yeah, you're at the back. So that's where I stand on him. I'm like, really? You're so, like, full of yourself that you can't express your emotions? Like, we know you love her. Like, just say it. So, yeah.
No, that's so fair.
I honestly don't know. I love Rhys, but I love Azriel. I feel like that would be, like, really head-to-head for me. But I think for this, I'll just say Rhys is above Azriel.
You say Rhys is above.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the same, except I would put Azriel first.
Okay. See, yeah, like, I feel like they're so, like, head-to-head for me.
Also, Rhys is kind of shady, though.
Yeah, he really is. And Azriel's just, like, he's such a puppy dog. Like, he's going to protect you at all
why
costs.
is he so unproblematic?
Yeah, no. And he's just, like, he's more of a listener than, like, a doer. Like, he doesn't, like, ever speak unless, like, he has something to say. And I love that about him. But then, like, whenever they did, oh my gosh, the High Lords meeting, whenever he was, like, what did he say? Something
don't speak
about
my High Lady.
Yeah, don't speak that way about my High Lady. Oh, I love him. I do love him. Okay, girls. Amarantha? No. We'll just start with Amryn.
Amryn. I do kind of like Amryn.
Who the heck is Cressida?
Bro, Morris? So sus. Oh, you went away.
Who the
Okay,
heck
you went
is?
away.
Oh yeah, who the heck is Cressida?
Cressida.
Irrelevant.
You know, I don't remember, so not don't
Okay,
care.
Amryn or Elaine?
Definitely Amryn.
I think I
Well-
like Elaine more.
I don't really like Elaine. She's so boring.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Elaine.
Who's saying Ianthe? Please.
Yeah, I know. Let's just skip Ianthe.
More is so sus.
I love More.
I love her too, but she's got to be so sus. Like, watch her betray them.
I know. Honestly, she should. I kind of want a mix in.
We need some drama.
We need some drama here. Let's turn it into Magnolia Parks, please. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going More.
Okay, yeah, I'll go More. I'll pick Nesta over More though.
Yeah, hot take. I kind of can't stand Nesta either.
Oh, I love Nesta. I love her.
Whenever I reread the books, I stopped before Silver Flame because I just didn't want to read that again.
Yeah.
It was good.
People
but
either love it or they hate it.
Yeah.
I feel like she is so misunderstood, and she's the oldest,
I do agree with
and
that.
I am the oldest, and her journey is so cool, especially her little side quest with the girls.
I loved that.
Like, that was so sweet. And also when she could finally climb the stairs.
Yeah.
Or go down the stairs. I just feel like she had a lot of good moments, and I really can relate to her.
I agree.
But I understand why people don't like her.
Yeah, I really liked the book. And I wouldn't say I don't like her, but
She's not your favorite.
she's not my favorite.
I'll pick her over Feyre, though.
Really?
Which is
Okay.
such a hot take.
Okay, yeah, I'm picking Feyre.
Yeah, that's such a hot take.
Wow.
But that's
Well,
okay.
Bree would pick Nesta too. She loves Nesta. Okay.
Yeah, I love Nesta.
So, now we have I ended with Rhys, Feyre, Aelin, and Rowan.
Wow, you got the two combos.
I'm so
Mine are
basic. I'm so basic.
Yeah, what I have, Dorian, Aelin, and
Nesta, and
Azriel. Dude, I love me some Azriel edits.
I need more of him.
Oh my goodness.
If the next
Catch
book
me
is not
re-downloading
his
TikTok.
book, I'm gonna fight someone.
Bro, have you read that bonus scene?
No.
Okay,
Oh wait, oh my gosh, wait. With the three of them?
No, when he, like, about the necklace, when he's, like, giving the necklace to Elaine.
No, I have not read that.
Okay, I'm literally gonna
send that to me. Okay, so out of the 4 that I have, that makes it so hard. I'm Feyre's automatically out of here.
Sorry,
compared to those 4, like, I do not care.
Bro, you're gonna make me pick between Dorian and Azriel?
I know, like, now I'm like, okay, well, Rhys, Rowan, or Aelin?
We'll just pick one guy and one girl.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Except that now I have to pick between freaking Dorian and Azriel.
Okay, so I have Aelin then.
Yeah, would I pick Aelin or Nesta?
Oh my gosh,
know.
I don't think I can pick between Rhys and Rowan.
That's okay. I don't think I can pick between Dorian and Azriel, so we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Rhys and Rowan are so similar, though, and Azriel and Dorian are so similar, too. I think that's so funny.
I know. No, I love that we ended on that because that just shows that we have a type.
I don't know what that means, if that is a good thing.
I think Azriel and Dorian are really good characters. Really good men. They would be really good boyfriends.
Not husbands, though.
No, they'd be good husbands. I think they'd be
It's
great
the way you
husbands.
specify.
They'd be really good dads too. Oh.
Facts. Amen.
Okay, so who would you pick girl-wise? You can just pick a girl.
I think I'd pick Nesta.
Really?
Sorry, Aelin. I knew you were gonna not like that. I looked at
That's
controversial.
That's crazy. See, this is why I wanted to do this, because you really narrow it down.
Oh my gosh, I don't know who I'd pick. Would I pick Azriel or Dorian?
I don't think. Like, I'm trying to think back. Like, Akamov, Reese, like, holy crap. Like, I don't think I can pick somebody over him, but then I remember who he's up against, and I physically can't pick one.
Bro, they're both so freaking hot.
No, yeah, here's the thing. Like, I don't like Rowan's hair.
Okay, that's so for real, actually.
So,
Pick
if
Reese.
we're going off of that, like, Reese. But I think I like Rowan's character slightly more.
I literally can't pick. I literally can't.
Well, you have more information, I think, about Dorian, don't you?
Yeah, I feel like I have to pick Azriel, though.
Really?
It's the way you've been, like, really for both of them.
I'm, like, kind of shocked. So does this mean you like ACOTAR more than Throne of Glass?
I feel like I do like ACOTAR more low-key.
It's also, like, a hard
In some ways.
thing, again, because I am obsessed with the romance, but, like...
I feel like Azriel and Dorian are literally the same, though. They both have shadow
No, they're
powers.
literally the same. And that's the same with, like, Reese and Rowan. I'm like,
Yeah, but they don't both have shadow powers.
no.
So, like, it doesn't really matter.
But they're both Fae.
Azriel's
husbands.
quiet, though.
Yeah, he's really quiet.
Dorian's not Fae.
Dorian has a personality.
But I feel like Azriel has a personality. We just haven't
We
seen
just
it.
don't know a lot. He's just so quiet. We don't know a ton about it.
That's why you got to read his
Wow,
thing that
that's
I'm going to
crazy.
send you.
Well, I don't think we're going to get anywhere.
Yeah,
with
sorry,
this.
guys. This is just us, like, having I don't even know, a crisis. This is a crisis we're in right now.
This has been fun. I needed to yap about Throne of Glass.
I know. I'm glad you're not in a bad slump.
No, I'm still
Post Throne of
thriving.
Glass.
But catch me after Magnolia Park, 'cause I don't know where I'm going to be after that.
No, you're gonna not be well. You're gonna, like, fall off the earth.
And I
I'm
have
so
so many
serious.
books I need to read too. I'm like, I seriously cannot fall off after this. Like, I have so many I need to read. Maybe I'll read Silver Lee after.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's a good plan. Good
Okay.
course of action.
Good.
Well, we will see you guys in the next episode, whatever that might be.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening to our yap.
Mm-hmm.
Go read Throne of Glass. That's all.
It's so
That's
good.
the episode.
If you didn't get anything else, go read Throne of Glass. Although you should have already read it if you listened to this, 'cause we just spoiled everything.
That's actually so fair.
So sorry.
Well, go read it again.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.